your emotional issues. And we work through all of that simultaneously. Money can make everybody go crazy. So we have our money battles, but we work them out. He's not an ATM machine to me. For the most part, he is extremely supportive financially, which frees me up to think about things that I need to think about for the two of us, because I'm not bombarded with going out here working a 9 to 5. And I've never had that feeling before. It's like such a relief, So in that respect, when we say that, men have a role and a woman has a role, I don't know, whoever's role it is to, if you see a strength in somebody and you can bring something that enhances their ability to accomplish, or to increase that strength that they have, then you do whatever you do. I don't think, I'm not gonna strictly say it's the man's role to be the breadwinner or the woman. I mean, traditionally, yes, this is how it turns out. If you're a mother, your time and your energy needs to be focused on nurturing your family, because that's a powerful position to have. That is a powerful position to have. And when you're split, when you're schizophrenic, it's hard to nurture your family and also have this extra responsibility to be, a top executive or whatever it is that you do. I mean, some people do it, and they do it prolifically, and it's a choice. But I think growing up, I was a single mom. If I had, in an ideal situation, I would have loved to have a man like Abdul around. It would have made the responsibility of womanhood and motherhood a lot easier, I think.
Oh. Wow. I just love listening to her
talk. The question now is your turn. How has your relationship with Naja changed your life, or increased, or decreased, or what has her involvement in your life done for you?
Well, I like to say, if you're alive, you're constantly growing. And being with her has helped me to grow so much more, because I'm a junkie for information, and so is she. We both love to learn. And she's helped me to be a better man, because, I'm strong, lift weights and all that stuff, work in construction. So I've always been under the impression that the way you love a woman is, you go hard. My baby right here is like, no, baby, take your time. Go easy. You get better results. I'm learning. This is new territory for me.
You've never gotten that from another woman?
Never. That's what she said. Because most of the women who I've been with in the past, former wife included, I used to work out a lot, so I got a pretty solid body. And I guess they just looked at me as a piece of meat, and, like the term they use now, to beat it up, which I thought was because every woman, that's what they always wanted. But my baby right here is like, no, you're going to love me. And this is incredible. I love this experience, because when you're a man, you feel that you have to always be tough, always be strong, and softness isn't really a part of your structure. But I've always felt that I have this softness in me, but I just never had a chance to express it. And she's bringing that soft side out of me, and I love it. I love it, because I'm still a man. I can still knock somebody's head off. At the same time, I can still caress my wife and love her and be smooth and caressing.
Now, there's going to be 50 billion women. Are you guys sure you want to put this up? Because you ready, Naja?
Hey, we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. That's real,
But it's every day anyway. And
Yeah.
you know, just there are people out on the street, man and woman, that's just gonna be hitting for the sake of anyway.
yeah.
That's
Yes,
right.
yes,
That's right.
yes.
That's what it is.
You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people say, "Oh, you're famous now." So no, it'd be the same. They're saying, "Oh, it's different." No, it's not.
Right.
If you go out in the workplace, you walk down the street. No, it's not.
Right.
It's the
exactly.
same
It's
old,
the same
same old.
thing. That's
Right.
right.
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You're okay now.
That's
Right.
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 She was the one you pursued for 25 years.
At least.
Yeah. Yeah.
At
Because my
least.
son is like, Shaquille's what? He's 28 this year. Yeah. So I've known him since my son was a year old.
Yeah.
Now, how are your children affected by your relationship? And I say relationship of love because I'm sure they see a difference in you two.
Woo. You know what? You know that for me, my son having Abdul around has changed my relationship with him because he sees how Abdul interacts with me. So whereas we would have more, I would say, adversarial moments, he's less inclined to deal with me like that now. Our communication has gotten a lot better, I would say, and I think it's really a big difference for him to see a man in the household taking on a particular role, because now he's not grasping for straws. Well, how do I do this, or how do men deal with that, or and I've always told him that I don't know how to teach you how to be a man. I can give you values and principles to live by and to help you navigate, but you gonna have to get under the wing of different men who you look up to figure out how you want to deal and navigate in life. So having Abdul there, I think, is very good because he has a role model now, and a consistent role model, because he's very consistent. He's like, one of the things he always likes to hold doors. That's new for me. Don't get that door. He'll open the car door. He'll open the door that we walk through. And this is not something he's trying to do to impress me. This is what he wants to do. He does it for his own daughter. So I always hear this, chivalry is dead. If you want it to be, and if you want to keep it alive, then hey, it feels good to be honored as a woman.
And he does that for you?
Oh yeah. He honors my presence. He honors my womanhood, my goddessness. And I definitely honor his godness, his manness, because he deserves that. From my experience with him, there's nothing that he does that doesn't say, baby, my only desire is to make you happy, to keep this relationship balanced. When I come home, when you're at peace, I'm at peace. And he recognizes that. If I keep my end of the bargain, then all is well, and we get along well. And even on my baddest day, it's going to be good, because I know that that's what he strives to do. He strives to keep this thing harmonious and balanced, and I honor that.
And Abdul, your daughter, how is she affected by your relationship with Naja?
Well, I would like to save that topic
Okay.
for the next time we get together.
Okay.
That's going to be a little further down the line.
Okay. No problem. Now, is there anything else you guys would like to share? And Abdul, feel free to jump in there
I mean,
anytime.
there's just so much. The dynamics in this relationship are so incredible. I mean, like the way our children were born. When my daughter, when Fatima was born, um, her mom knew that I always wanted to have a lot of kids. And I kept telling her that I wanted our first child to be a boy so that when we have girls, the boy would be around to help protect the sisters when I'm an old man. You know, and so when she was born, the day she came out, um, when the nurse cleaned her up, first I thought it was a boy. When the baby came out, I see all this big mass down there, like, yeah, it's a boy. And the nurse said, we don't know that yet. She took the baby, cleaned up. She came back and said, it's a girl. like, so, it's a girl. The first words that came out of her mother's mouth, the very first thing she said to me was, are you disappointed? So here's a woman that went through all this pain, giving birth to this child, and she never cursed, never used any profanity. She never did the Bill Cosby thing when she's like, you frickin' it's your fault. None of that. She just said, are you disappointed? So now, in my eyes, it's like you got women out there like this that are going through all this pain for us. Man, how can we not honor these women? So I took that afterbirth, and the doctor was like, no, you can't have it. And we had a big thing in the hospital, but I was like, I'm determined to take this and take it and do what I believe was part of our tradition for many years, was to bury it, say a prayer over it, and put it back into the earth. So I was able to do that. And she had a similar experience with her son.
Yeah, I sure did. Actually, I never went to any prenatal treatment or anything. You know, so when the time came for me to have my son, I went to, the nearest hospital to me was Jacobi. And me and my husband at the time, his father, we were legally married, he expressed that he wanted to keep the placenta. So they were like, oh no, we can't do that. So we said, oh, can't have the baby here. Now I'm ready to drop this load, okay? And my aunt's driving, so she's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. She's saying, what are you gonna do now? Where we go? So we went to Mount Sinai, you know, Jewish hospital. So when we expressed that we wanted the placenta, the doctor was like, okay, no problem, you know, sure. So I go, I have the baby. Now, I didn't have prenatal there, so they take a lot of precautions when you haven't been in their care. So anyway, you know, I had the baby. His father got the afterbirth and everything, and he did the same thing. He went and he dug it up and he buried it, said a prayer over it. So yeah, that's something we shared in common about our children.
Wow.
So, yeah. So,
any other commonalities like this?
What else can we tell you?
You know, like I said, he's the male version of me. You know, he really is. He's really like, there's not too much that bothers him. You know, we're really kind of like, I think if anything, I'm probably more picky than he is. But for the most part, like, we don't sweat the small stuff. If we don't see eye to eye on things, we work it out, you know, and then we move past it and go on to the next thing.
Let me ask you this. You're given notice. Next Friday is your last day on earth.
Wow. I'm going out with you, baby.
I'm going out with you.
You know what? I told him I don't want to be here without him.
Well, we both said we're going to transition this place together.
Yeah, I don't want to be here without him. After having this experience, I mean, I know that I could survive and go on and live, but it would definitely be so different. I don't want to live the rest of my life without him. Yeah, let's go out together. Yeah.
Another 60, 70 years from now.
Yeah, let's go out together. I mean, I'm going to try to make it last as long as I can. You know, I really am. Because I don't feel that there's anything disingenuous about him. I mean, he hides stuff. I know. you know, but I'm always digging. You know what I mean? He hides stuff. You know, that's just, and you know, when we got to be realistic. You know, he doesn't know all my secrets.
Uh-oh.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here front. You know, but I think he knows about probably 95 to 98% of the things, but I got to keep 2% to myself, you know? That's just how we are. And I know he got something up his sleeve, you know. He ain't going to admit it, but I think it's healthy. You know, I think it's healthy. I mean, we're joined together, and we work well together. But you know, we're also our own person.
Well, I'd say this guy's been after you for 100 years anyway. So, you know, I think he's going to go the extra length, whatever it takes for you, because he's never let you go.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. And
not a lot of women can say that they've had a pursuer for over 25 years.
Well, you know what? In all honesty, and I'm just going to share this with women. I can go to my archive, to my journal, and I could pull out what I asked the universe for. And I can say that this is not an accident. And you're only going to get what in your heart you really believe you deserve and what you work for. And I know in my heart that I have really worked to attract this man into my life. And I will not do anything to dishonor the gift of the Creator, because this was a gift from my Creator. And I know I've worked for this, and I'm still working. This is a never-ending, you know, this is a never-ending learning experience.
We're both still working.
And these things, it's like with anything, you know, whatever your career, you know, whatever you want to do, whenever you make up your mind that you want something, you gotta first convince yourself, I deserve this. And I'm really doing everything in my power to, you know, attract this thing that I feel I deserve. And when it comes, recognize it for what it is. And don't use, you know, every little thing that's wrong as an excuse that, you know, this is not what it is. No, you're going to be challenged. You're going to be challenged. So I think that I'm not surprised. I didn't see it. I never dreamed in a million years that he was the one. That's the funny thing. You know, I was asking for this thing and I'm looking for it in all these other places, you know, and it turns out that it was there all along. So, you know, nothing happens before it's time. And it can't happen until you can physically and, you know, you physically see it and also invisibly feel it. I don't know. I was like, wow. It just hit me like, wow, it's Abdul. I can't, no, get out of here. You gotta be kidding me. Because the whole time when we were hanging out, I was never attracted to him like that. I never looked at him intimately. I knew he was, you know, he was, well, at first with my so-called best friend. So I would never disrespect her or, you know, go behind her back. And matter of fact, when he and her broke up, and I would ask him, I'm like, why do you keep chasing after her? You know, like, she doesn't deserve you, you know. And he said, well, now, hindsight 20, well, because I thought she was you. So when he met his wife, I said, you know what, go for it. You know, you deserve it. You deserve it. And he was married, so I'm not into married men. So I said we were friends. So yeah, all of these years, it was right there, and I couldn't see it.
You weren't supposed to see it then
No.
until you were ready.
That's right. And I wasn't ready. I know that. I mean, I can honestly say, and we both say that he wasn't ready either. We weren't ready because relationships take a certain level of honesty to thrive. And I say things to him. I'm real candid and I'm real frank. I say things to him that the average man couldn't handle. And he's not average at all. And I get away with stuff. I get away with stuff in this relationship that I say, woo. I don't think I could get away with that with a different type of person. And, he doesn't care, like, he doesn't care how it looks to other people. But, I mean, basically, our stuff takes place behind closed doors. In front of the world, they see Abdul and Naja, that's it. But I don't air my dirty laundry in public. We keep things private. It gets gritty behind closed doors. And he always comes out my hero. He always comes out my hero.
Abdul, last parting words.
Well, people talk about magic and this energy that we have inside of us. Part of the reason why I'm so happy-go-lucky, because I believe in miracles. This is a miracle right here for us to be together. I mean, I saw this years ago, and believe it or not, being her friend helped me in my previous relationship, because I knew that if I had cheated on my ex-wife, with my luck, I would mess around with somebody that she knew, and it would get back to her. So meanwhile, we having these conversations, I'm telling her, no, I don't cheat on my wife. And then, so I couldn't take that chance. So I had to be honest in my previous relationship, because I felt if I dishonored her, I would dishonor my
Future.
my love. So I had to be real everywhere I went because of her. I couldn't take a chance and be a phony anywhere, because if she exposed me as a phony, I'd never be where I am today. So I had to be real with everybody I dealt with because of my love for her. And she didn't even know that. So that's why I'm happy-go-lucky, because, I mean, I've been blessed. How many men actually get to marry their fantasy?
Wait a minute, what marriage? Whoa. You guys.
That's part 2.
Oh, you're revealing something to me now.
Uh-oh, hey, you heard it here first.
Really, we're already married. Marriage is a sacred union.
And we are definitely that.
And I don't think you need a piece of paper from anybody to what do you say?
To confirm our relationship.
Yeah, to confirm it, to sanctify it, to make it holy. We make it holy.
That's right.
We make it holy. So
Why don't I just give these tapes to you guys? I'm serious, because this is more than about love. This is about you two. I didn't anticipate this at all. Gosh. Yeah, I'll just, we'll talk about this. But anyway, is there anything else you guys would like to say? Got 7 minutes on this tape.
Well, I just want to thank you for the opportunity. I'm honored to. I always knew you were special, Lavera.
No, I knew you were, and I used to tell you, you had this great sense of humor. You need to be on camera. I've been telling her that. You always had a great sense of humor.
Wow.
Well,
always.
Whatever you decide to do, with the project, I trust that you will.
I think I'll just use little snippets, but you guys take this and do whatever you want with it, because you guys, this is more than I could have ever imagined. This has gone off to a different tangent now. This is something I see the world for children. It's like I can see young ladies now not putting up with stuff because there's magic. There is such thing as magic, and especially with black people.
Yes.
There's a magic in a couple, you know,
Yes.
and not this pretentious, oh, blah, blah, blah stuff. You guys have talked about the bad and the good, but you had her in you give a belief in the universe or God when God put someone on your heart, and you saying, you know, hey, he was there all the time. You know, they make music and songs out of stuff like that. They make poems out of stuff like that.
Right.
And you guys have it, and you didn't know it. Well, you knew. Well, you didn't know until you saw her.
Right.
You know, and that's magical. And God made it so, or the universe made it so that the catalyst was out by her evil intentions turned everything good
Yes,
for you
So
two.
right,
That's right.
right.
And that's the best karma. You know, that's the poetic justice. There's another name they call that. You know, you turn something negative and it turned into something good. What a blessing.
Yes.
All right, 5 minutes. Okay, I'm going to cut this off. I'm getting the yellow. Okay.
Okay.